I own a Forex prop firm, and no one is going to be in a better place to tell you guys what I'm going to be telling you guys on this particular video, which is how do you pass any prop firm challenge in 2024. All right, remember keyword any prop firm challenge from any prop firm. So how can you pass any prop firm challenge in 2024? The main question can be like, why will someone who own a prop firm be telling us how to pass any prop firm challenge in 2024? Is it not just going to be like a cliche where if everyone just come to his prop firm and pass the challenge, he's going to go bankrupt? No, I'm not going to go bankrupt. I'm actually looking for people who are going to pass challenges. I'm actually looking for people who know how to trade, because if you know how to trade, we're going to put you on our A-book live funds, where the more money you make, the more money we're going to make as a prop firm. So we are not interested in your money you use in buying your challenges. We are interested in traders who know how to trade. Meaning if 10,000 people, if 100 or 5,000 people watching this video come to my prop firm and they pass all the challenges, I'm going to be the most happiest person on earth, because we are going to make a lot of money. Why? Because you guys are going to be trading on our live funds on our A-books. So with that being said, that is why you need to watch this video to the end, and whatsoever prop firm you are trading with or whatsoever prop firm you plan to trade with, because it's obvious you can't just trade. I used to always tell people, don't rely on just one prop firm, trade with multiple prop firms. All right, unfortunately I own a prop firm and I can't trade with my own prop firm, so I still trade with prop firms in the industry. I still trade with more than 10 different prop firms. There are good prop firms out there. That's what I'm saying. You need to be able to follow particular steps to be able to pass a prop firm challenge or any prop firm challenge from any prop firm in 2024. And if you're ready for us to get into the video, as always, smash that subscribe button below to subscribe to the channel so that you can always be updated anytime I drop dope content like this. So let's get into the video. The first point on our list is simple, which is trading with a reputable prop firm. All right, like I said, even though I own my prop firm Lionheart funding program, it is going to be, I can't trade with my own prop firm because that's just going to be conflict of interest. I can't show you guys payouts from my own prop firm. That's just going to be stupid. That's just not going to make sense. All right, so I'm still going to be able to make a lot of money from reputable prop firms. There are good prop firms out there that once you trade with them and you know how to trade, they're going to put you on their A-books. They're going to put you on their live funds. So the more you make money, they will be able to make money. That's the same model Lionheart funding operates on. All right, so that's why I'm still going to be able to trade with multiple prop firms. I'm still trading with many prop firms. And one reason that I always check anytime I want to trade with a prop firm is the reputability of that prop firm. Is the prop firm reputable? So you need to be able to check to see if this prop firm is paying out its trader, if this prop firm is not having hidden rules that will cause you to be able to fail the challenge. And another simple thing, another thing is just simple logic. I used to see that some of these prop firms that are founded by people who don't even know how to trade, who have no idea about Forex trading. So let me just bust their bubble, right? I'm going to bust their bubble. I'm going to give them this small advice. Running a prop firm is different from actual trading. And if you think the business model behind prop firm is just going to cause you to magically make money without even having an idea about trading or being profitable yourself, then as a prop firm owner, you're not going to succeed. So that's something you should also look out. Who is the CEO? Is the CEO of that particular prop firm? Does the person even have an idea about trading? Because a CEO who have an idea about trading or who is profitable in trading will be able to put rules in place that will make you to be also profitable. Because what is the meaning of a prop firm? A prop firm stands for a proprietary company. And the main rule for a proprietary company is to be able to train traders to trade their funds. Never forget, the main rule of a proprietary company is to train traders to trade their money. So someone who doesn't even have an idea about trading would know how to train traders to come and trade their money. All right, that is the same thing I did in 2015 when I just got into prop firms. I started with Apparel Firm before all these prop firms started coming into the game, before FTMO even. All right, their main goal at that point was to train me. Their main goal was to first of all train me on how to trade from A to Z before they could give me their funds. When I knew how to trade, they gave me $200,000. And back then, if a prop firm could give you $200,000, it was live cash. It's not like today where if a prop firm says, okay, I'm giving you $200,000, 90% of the time is simulated funds. All right, so look for a prop firm that is reputable, starting with Lionheart Funding. Lionheart Funding program, once you've maxed up with Lionheart Funding program, just use the same steps to be able to look for another prop firm that is reputable. Another step on trading, on passing any prop firm challenge in 2024 is having a system. You can call it an approach or a system. It's like someone going for war, or it's like a country going for war. You must have a system or a strategy in place, a system or an approach. You must have an approach in place that you plan on winning in that particular war. Trading is similar. In trading or in prop firm trading, when you're buying any challenge, you need to be able to have an approach that will be able to help you to pass that challenge. Just go into the industry, right? I'm not going to be standing here and I start telling you strategy. Go to the industry and look for the top 10 people who are getting a lot of payouts from Forex trading. Let's just say, excluding myself, look for 9 other people and try to watch their interviews or even try to talk to them one-on-one. None of them will tell you they are where they are today because of a strategy. No, a strategy is very important in Forex trading, but when it comes to prop firm trading, what will get you from 0 to $2 million in funding is your approach. It's as simple as that. What will get you from 0 to $2 million in funding is your approach. And I did a video recently where I was showing you guys how I got almost about $5 million in live funding in a year. And I was just showing you guys a simple system which I have, which is called the STD. All right, the S is not sexually transmitted disease. Don't get me wrong. Where on this particular STD system, this just stands for your strategy. All right, strategy is important. Then T stands for transition, all right, something like that. And D stands for dominate / repeat. You need to be able to repeat. You need to be able to repeat the same thing that gets you to that particular point. Strategy, transition, and repeat. That video was almost about 40 minutes and it got viral. So I'm just going to leave the link of that particular video above so that you can go and watch the system that I've been able to use to get almost about $5 million in funding in 1 year. And I'm going to be using the same system this year to get at least $10 million in funding. And I'm going to record everything and you guys will see on my channel. So it starts with an approach. That is very, very important. And just to give you guys some highlight here, I always have something they call the double rule, where if I can only afford to buy prop firms worth $100,000, I used to start with 2 prop firms. I'll buy 2 prop firms, one worth $50,000 and another one worth $50,000. With me buying 2 $50,000 prop firm accounts as opposed to just buying one $100,000 prop firm account, I'm already telling myself that, okay, even if I have to lose one of these challenge accounts, I still have ability to be able to take one to funded. And if I take one to funded, I used to now respect my 10% rule. So with me being able to buy 2 $50,000 prop firm accounts, I'm already telling myself that, okay, even if one of these prop firms is not successful, my goal is to take one to funded and then live account. And if I can get one to funded, my target is then the 10% rule, which under the 10% rule, my goal is just to get 10%, to make 10% on that particular account, which is realistic, and request a payout. Anytime I request a payout, I then respect my 50% rule, where 50% of the funds go directly into my private brokerage account and 50% is reinvested in buying more prop firms. The goal for me trading with prop firms in 2023 was to be able to build my private trading account. So I was following this particular approach on the double rule to be able to get a prop firm 10% to withdraw and then 50% to reinvest. And that's how I was able to scale to $5 million in 1 year. All right. So that was the approach I was using. So approach, trust me, is more important than a strategy. Like I said, ask any big person who is having big figures of payouts in prop firms, and they won't be telling you about support and resistance, Fibonacci, buying yet. They will tell you about the approach they have. So in 2024, you need to be able to have a good approach to to pass profit. And then the next point is take accountability and responsibility of, and full responsibility of your trade and any challenge account you buy. Because you guys, most of the time, you fail to understand the risks when it comes to Forex trading in general, not to even talk of prop firms. I always tell people, if you're investing in the money, it should be money you can afford to lose. Meaning, if you lose a trade or blow an account or lost a prop firm challenge, take full accountability, take full responsibility. Stop looking for where to put the blame. Stop saying, no, this prop firm do slippage. I see people come out with a lot of stupid reasons when they don't know how to trade, when they don't even have that psychology of trading, and when they've lost a challenge, they start sending emails, or I go on Trustpilot, I see people talk about, when I check about profit, they'll say, no, there was slippage, this person did spread. No, a profitable trader wouldn't care about all of that. A profitable trader wouldn't be complaining about all of that. It's only these people don't know how to trade who complain the highest, because they don't want to take responsibility of their failures. They don't want to take responsibility of their failed trade, or they don't want to take full responsibility and accountability of their failed challenges. So in 2024, don't put the blame on anyone. If you blow a challenge, if you blow an account or loss in Forex trading, sit back, ask yourself questions on what you did wrong, and learn how to work on your weaknesses. Ask yourself what you did wrong, and ask yourself again what you can do to be able to win next time. In Forex trading, I always tell people, you never lose. It's either you earn or you learn. If you place a trade, if you buy a challenge that is successful, you're going to be able to earn from that particular challenge. And if you buy a challenge that is not successful, the lessons you will learn from that particular challenge account are the same lessons you use tomorrow to make $10,000 from even bigger challenge accounts. So you never lose in prop firms or in Forex in general. You either earn or you learn. So in Forex trading, in prop firms in 2024, for you to be able to pass any challenge, you need to take full accountability and full responsibilities of all your trades and all your accounts, the challenges you buy, without putting the blame on any person. Then another point is have a break-even point. So what do I talk about a break-even point? When I got into prop firms trading, at the start of every year, I already tell myself that, okay, this is the amount I'm going to be starting with. And until I get to this particular break-even point, before I can spend a dime from this particular money, all right? Let me give you guys an example. Let's just say at the start of the year, you have $500, all right? Let's say you have $500 that you can invest into prop firms. Let's change the color, all right? So let's just say you have $500 that you can invest into prop firms at the start of the year. Remember, I always talk about the double rule. Under the double rule, you need to buy 250K account, because with $500, you can buy a $100,000 prop firm account. So I always advise you to start with 2 accounts. So you divide it into 250K account. This one is 50K and this one is 50K. All right. So with this 250K account, your break-even point will be able to come where your goal is to be able to take one of these to the next rule, which is the 10% rule. With this 10% rule, 10% of $50,000, let's just assume, remember this one is going to be blown, right? This one is going to be blown, assuming that you're going to lose one of the challenge accounts, because that's very normal in the industry. So this one is going to be blown, and then this one will win. Your target for this one is to make 10%. 10% on 50K is 5K. And if your prop firm is keeping 80 and giving you, your prop firm is keeping 20 and giving you 80, then you'll be able to go home with 4K. So with this 4K, you then come to what I used to call the 50% rule, which 50% of this goes into prop firms and 50% goes into your private account. So here, 2K will go into what? Reinvestment. 2K will go down to step 1, where you can reinvest. With 2K, you can buy prop firms now worth almost about $400,000. So you started with $500, and even when you go to $400,000, you won't just buy a challenge account worth $400,000. You can buy 2 challenge accounts, one worth $200,000 and one worth $200,000. All right, then you just repeat the whole process again. And that's how you scale up. So at that particular point in time, my break-even point is when 50% of my payout is more than $10,000. That should be your break-even point. Again, my break-even point is when 50% of my payout is more than $10,000, because at any point in time I never reinvest more than $10,000 in buying challenges. That's the rule. Even if I have $100,000 in payout in a month, I never reinvest more than $10,000. So just imagine now I have a $400,000 profit account, right? And with a $400,000 profit account, I'm going to have two $200,000 profit accounts. 10% of 200,000 is going to be $20,000. So at that point in time, I have 20K, right? 20K. With 20K, 50% is going to be, let's just say the profit keeps 20 and gives me 80. I'm going to go home with almost about $18,000. With $18,000, half of it is $9,000. So it's still less than 10,000. I haven't gotten to the break-even point. That is still less than 10,000. If I then take that 9,000 and reinvest in prop firms, I'm going to be buying prop firm worth almost about $1.6 million. With $1.6 million, if I pass 50% of it, I'm going to be having almost about $800,000 in payouts, all right? With almost about $8,000 in funded accounts. 10% of $800,000 is going to be almost about 80K. So almost about 80K at this particular point. 80K, 50%, let's just say the prop firm is keeping 20% and giving me 80. I'm going to go home with almost about 70-something K. 50% of 70-something K is already about $35,000. So you see, that is already greater than what? That's already above. At that point in time, let's just clear some space. At that point in time, you can see that is already my break-even point, because you can see that $35,000 is already greater than 10K, all right? At any point in time, so long as the money I have to reinvest in buying more pro firms is greater than 10K, that is my break-even point. So at this point in time, even though I had 70K, let's just say, even though I had 70K in payout, I'm only going to remove 10K. I'm only going to remove 10K, reinvest 10K, reinvest in buying pro firms, and the rest $60,000, I'm going to now take 50% of it, put in my private account, and 50% of it is when I can start buying dumb shit, right? Dumb shit, like anytime you buy like cars and stuff, I call that dumb shit, where you can afford to buy all these cars when you've gotten to your break-even point, all right? My break-even point is where I know that 50% of my payout is already above 10K, and then 50% of that goes into what? Goes into my private brokerage account, and the rest I can use it to pay myself. I can use it to buy cars, I can use it to be able to treat myself, I can use it to travel, I can use it to do other things. So you must be able to have a break-even point when you are starting. Even if you can start with $100, I'll advise you that have at the back of your mind that, okay, until I take this account with $100, let's just say you can buy a profit, let's just say you can buy maybe a 20K profit account, right? With a 20K profit account, or whatsoever amount is going to be, your target should be, okay, if I'm starting with this 20K profit account, I will respect the double rule. I'll start with two 10Ks account, and my goal is to be able to go until I'm able to have 500K in funded challenge accounts or in funded live accounts before I can spend a dime. That's why at the start you should have something that is self-sustaining you, and you follow the process religiously until you get to your break-even point before you can think of spending your money, or you can think of just lavishing everything. Because people get into pro firm, and even when I've seen people who are profitable, the moment they get the first payout, you never hear of them again, because they didn't even have any approach, they didn't have a break-even point. So always have a break-even point at the back of your mind. Then number 5 point on how to pass any pro firm challenge in 2024 is slowly and surely win the race. All right, slowly and surely win the race. Small percentages matter, because realistically, bro, show me someone who can make just 2% consistently. I mean 2% profit consistently every month, and I'll show you a millionaire. Seriously, show me someone who has a strategy that can allow him to make 2% consistently every month, and I'll show you a Forex millionaire. Because at that particular point in time, what you need is just a bigger account size. Okay, let's take my $5 million funding for example, right? 1% of $5 million should be about $5,000. Meaning at the end of the month, if I'm able to make just 2% on my account, which there are some trades I used to risk 2% to go for 4%. So let's just say I'm risking 1% to go for 2%, and I'm able to take just one trade in a month, and I make 2% of my account. 2% of $5 million is going to be like $10,000. It just becomes a game of numbers. It's just a game of numbers. So that's what I'm saying. Show me someone who can make just 2% consistently every month, and I'll show you a Forex millionaire. The thing, one reason why you guys never get to the funded stage is because you come into the prop firm space with this ridiculous, unrealistic goal, unrealistic expectations. You want to be able to hit 10% every day. You want to hit 20% of your account every month. You want to, bro, target just 2% consistent growth on your live account every month, and you're good to go. Target just 5% or even just 10%. 10% is realistic. If you have a strategy that is having a risk to reward of 1:2, and within a month you are taking just 20 trade, or let's just say you're a day trader, then making 10% is very realistic. I used to hit some months with 20%, but even if that month I end up with 2%, bro, I'm still the happiest person on earth. I'll still go around and celebrate as if maybe I ended the month with 100% of my account. Celebrate those small percentages, because slowly and surely win the race. Stop following all these videos where people will tell you strategies on how to make 10% on one challenge account, or strategies on how to make 20% on this. Bro, if you can see a strategy that can get 1% gain on your account, even every month or every week, all right, then you are a Forex millionaire. So please start having these unrealistic expectations and know that slowly and surely win the race. Small percentages matter when it comes to prop firm, because remember, you are trading with the reason why you are trading with prop firm is because you want a bigger account size, and with that bigger account size, target small percentages, because that is how you scale up. That is how you win at prop firms in 2024. Let's quickly go to, I think, the last point on our list, which is persistency, adaptability, and then continue learning. Continue learning. This is 8 years of me trading Forex, and like I said, I got into prop firms when we had just one prop firm in the industry, which was Apparel Fund back then in 2015. And from then to now, a lot of things have changed. Strategies that were working back then might not be working again today, or some of them will need small changes, which if you're not someone who is adaptable and flexible, trust me, I would have already been out of the game ever since. That's why you'll be able to hear these fly-by-night traders who get payouts of maybe $10,000, $20,000, and you never hear from them again because they stop learning. They're not flexible. They're not adaptable. The Forex market changes like the wind. Something that is working today, there's no guarantee it's going to be working tomorrow. So you need to be adaptable. You need to be flexible enough to say that, okay, if this strategy is not more working, it's not like I'm going to abandon the strategy. Maybe this is how I need to tweak things around. If this approach is not working, not that I'm going to abandon the approach totally. Maybe I'm going to, instead of targeting 10% to pay out, to get a payout as I used to do, maybe I'm going to start targeting 5%. Maybe instead of using the double row, I'm even going to use the triple row, where if I can only afford to buy a $100,000 prop firm account, I'll start with 3 accounts. I'll start by buying 3, maybe 3 or maybe 4 $24,000 prop firm accounts, so that I can be able to say, okay, at least I should be able to get one to funded. If I can get one $25,000 prop firm account to funded and get 10% in payout, I'll get $2,500. But I was able to only invest $500 in buying all those 4 prop firm accounts. I'm still profitable at the end of the day. I can still reinvest. That is changing the approach, and someone will be able to see that, okay, why is this person buying something, but it doesn't know small percentages add up, and at the end of the day, you were flexible enough to see that, okay, this approach is not more working. This approach is not more giving me the same results I wanted. Let me be flexible enough to change things, because you were learning. You keep learning. Keep investing on your education, on your Forex education. Keep investing on your trading knowledge. That's why my channel is having a playlist of almost about 85 videos teaching you guys from A to Z on how to trade Forex, on how to pass challenges. And beside that again, I still have Godlove University, which is an online university that will be able to teach you from A to Z on how to make money in the Forex trading. All right, because I know the importance of keeping yourself updated. I know the importance of keep learning, keep educating yourself, because that is the only way you'll be able to stay on top when it comes to winning Profirm challenges in 2024. So with that being said, we've come to the end of this particular video, and as always, don't forget to smash that subscribe button below to subscribe to the channel, so that next time a content like this drop, you'll be the first person to know. Talking about Profirms, as always, if you want to use my recommended Profirm, just check the link on the video description to be able to sign up with the Profirm. And if you want to use my recommended brokers, you want to join my free Telegram community, VIP Telegram community, Godlove University, or you want to use Perps Pro, which is the most viral Forex robot accepted by all Profirms that allow EA, then check all the links on the video description. Click here to watch the video I was talking about the STD system. Also click here to watch a video I prepared, which is going to kickstart you for 2024 and prepare you on how to win in Forex in 2024. Click here to subscribe to the channel, and I'll see you guys on these other videos. Peace.